Chances are, if you know anything about Digimon at all, you're familiar with at least the existence of the disaster known as Digimon the Movie. This amalgam of unrelated movies is mostly known for its horrendous opening skit from a completely unrelated kids show of the time, and more importantly, its middle segment originally titled Our War Game. Our War Game saw our protagonists from Digimon Adventure entering the internet to deal with a rogue Digimon looking to engineer nuclear genocide in the human world. This Digimon, while not classified as a virus, at the time felt like the virus to top all viruses. Not only was it simultaneously hacking military installations around the globe, but was also able to fend off the strongest Digimon our heroes had. This gave it a level of fame not many Digimon have achieved since, always lingering in the minds of Digimon fans as a threat that should always be respected. Welcome to the Digimon Field Guide Series, Episode 2, featuring Diaboromon. While Diaboromon's appearance in Our War Game left a huge impact on many 90s kids and beyond, sadly its appearances in the Digimon TCG haven't lived up to the incredible strength it showed in the film. At the time of writing this, Diaboromon may have 4, soon to be 5, individual cards to its name. They are sadly still not enough to contend with the stronger decks seen in the current metagame. That said, Diaboromon still boasts a rather unique playstyle among other DCG decks. So let's jump in and take a look at the Diaboromon archetype and see what makes it so unique with its first iteration in BT2 Ultimate Power. Diaboromon is a white level 6 Digimon with 10,000 DP, a play cost of 14, and can digivolve for a cost of 4 from any of your black level 5 Digimon. When attacking, you may play one Diaboromon token without paying its memory cost. Diaboromon tokens are level 6 white Digimon with a memory cost of 14, 3,000 DP, and are Megaform, Unidentified Type, and Unknown Attribute. In all turns, when this Digimon would be deleted in battle, you may delete one of your other Diaboromon to prevent this Digimon from being deleted. Diaboromon makes its TCG debut as a white level 6, with the curious ability to make tokens, much like it made weaker copies of itself in Our War Game. While this version of Diaboromon and some of its following iterations are white, the rest of the archetype is on a black base, giving it access to a few very handy tech pieces we'll take a look at later. BT2 Diaboromon isn't the only way to create tokens, however, but now that we know the game plan for the deck, let's work our way up from the bottom to see how we get to our massively multiplying monstrosity. BT2 Sumamon is a level 2 black Digi-Egg with the inherited effect on your turn. While you have another Digimon in play with the same name as this Digimon gains plus 2,000 DP. And BT5 Sumamon is again a black level 2 Digi-Egg with the inherited effect when attacking once per turn. If this Digimon has Unidentified in its type, trigger draw 1. Each Sumamon aims to give us benefits from the deck's 2 focuses, having multiple Digimon with the same name on board, so our Diaboromon tokens, and the Unidentified trait. BT5 Sumamon is an unfortunate victim of a mistranslation error that was common until the release of EX1 that unfortunately doesn't appear to be worth an errata, likely due to so many cards having this error. The Diaboromon line in its entirety is classified as the unknown type with Unidentified as their trait, so even though it says Unidentified in its type, it should be read as Unidentified in its traits. Official rulings accept this as the case as well, so don't worry if you decide to bring this deck to an official tournament. Strange translations and lack of erratas aside, you can't go wrong with either of these Digi-Eggs as your primary choice. Personally, I run 3 BT2 and 2 BT5, but it's really just down to personal preference. Next up is the little goblin that's just as cute as it is creepy, Caramon. And this funky little guy has 4 different cards to his name. Each Caramon is a black level 3 Digimon with 2,000 DP, a play cost of 3, and can digivolve for a cost of 0 on top of any of your black level 2s. BT2 Caramon has the inherited ability, on your turn, when you play another Digimon with the same name as this Digimon, trigger draw 1. BT5 Caramon has the on-play effect, reveal 5 cards from the top of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with Unidentified in its type and 1 Arata Sonata card among them to your hand. place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. EX1 Caramon has the inherited effect, on your turn, for each other Digimon you have in play with the same name as this Digimon gains plus 1000 DP. And finally, Promo 013 Caramon has the inherited effect, on your opponent's turn, this Digimon gains 1000 DP. The Promo Caramon is nothing really to write home about, as BT2 Sumamon does its job but better, while BT2 and EX1 Caramons both lean into the multiple Digimon with the same name angle. BT5 Caramon is a much needed level 3 searcher for any of your unidentified Digimon, as well as the deck's dedicated tamer from Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, Arata Sanada. With limited options for searching in this archetype, BT5 Caramon is a must-include 4 of in the deck, while BT2 and EX1 can be run at varying ratios depending on the other 3s you want to include, like Floodgates. The Promo Caramon is not recommended. But what does Arata actually do for the deck as its dedicated tamer? Arata is a black tamer with a play cost of 3, and at the start of your turn, if a Digimon card with unidentified in its type is in your trash, gain 1 memory. And on your turn, when one of your Digimon digivolves into Diaboromon, you may suspend this tamer to play 1 Diaboromon token without paying its memory cost. It also gives the stats for the Diaboromon token, but the stats are uniform across every card mentioning Diaboromon tokens, so we'll be skipping that from now on. This dorky wannabe edgelord is integral to your token plays, especially if you can get multiple copies on board. Since the entire archetype has the unidentified trait, 4 of him on board and even 1 Caramon in trash means plus 4 memory at the start of your turn, and a possible 4 tokens hitting the board when you finally build into a Diaboromon. A master hacker in his own right, it's no wonder he can help Diaboromon clone himself even further. Run 4 at all times, and pray he gets another card to help support the archetype in later sets. But we're done with the small fries for now, and it's time to move up in the world. Unfortunately, this Digimon with a poorly translated name was skipped over in our wargame, probably due to its limited runtime. Though as if to make up for that, it has 5 different cards to its name. BT2 Kurisarimon is a black level 4 Digimon with 4000 DP, a play cost of 5, and can digivolve for a cost of 2 on top of any of your black level 3s. It has the inherited effect, your turn, when you play another Digimon with the same name as this Digimon, gain 1 memory. BT5 Kurisarimon is again a black level 4 with 4000 DP, a play cost of 5, and can digivolve for a cost of 2 on top of any of your black level 3s. It has a when digivolving effect. If you don't have an Arata Sanada card in play, you may play one from your hand without paying its memory cost. It also has the inherited effect on your turn. All of your other Digimon with the same name as this Digimon gain Rush. EX1 Kurisarimon is again a black level 4, this time with 5000 DP, a play cost of 4, and again can digivolve for a cost of 2 on top of any of your black level 3s. It has the inherited effect, your turn once per turn. When one of your other Digimon with the same name as this Digimon is deleted, unsuspend this Digimon. Promo 014 Kurisarimon is a black level 4 with 5000 DP, a play cost of 4, and can digivolve for 2 on top of any of your black level 3s. It has blocker, and when attacking, lose 2 memory. And finally, Promo 045 Kurisarimon, again a black level 4, 5000 DP, a play cost of 4, and can digivolve for 2 on top of any of your black level 3s. This one has the inherited effect, all turns, all of your other Digimon with the same name as this Digimon gain decoy for black or white. Kurisarimon, or Chrysalimon as it should really be called, has a pretty versatile range of effects, some even working well alongside one another. EX1 and Promo 045 in particular have inherited effects that seem to work hand in hand. Promo 45 gives all of your Diaboromon's decoy black and white, and EX1 allows you to unsuspend its fully evolved self when another Digimon with the same name is deleted. Promo 14 Kurisarimon is an okay standalone blocker that loses you 2 memory while attacking, which may seem bad at first glance, but depending on your memory at the time of attacking, can force your opponent to start their turn with only 1 memory, if, they don't have a memory setter in play already. However, I yet again find that the BT2 and BT5 versions to be your best bets. BT2 Kurisarimon's inherited effect is not once per turn, allowing you to possibly gain absurd amounts of memory if you can put multiple tokens onto the board. while BT5 allows you to play an errata for free from your hand if you don't have one on board already, an effect that some archetypes wouldn't see until sets as recent as BT13, and gives your Diaboromons Rush. So with so many versions to choose from, however, which should you run, and at how many copies? If you couldn't already tell, I prefer to have 4 each of BT2 and BT5, with the last 2 level 4 slots filled in by a Mercurymon in case you find yourself in a hybrid for game moment. If you're playing casually with friends and want to test out different ratios, maybe try out 2 of each so as you can get a feel for which suits your build the best. But from a purely objective standpoint, 4 BT2s, 4 BT5s. And now onto our level 5, who is totally not a spider, guys. He's only got 6 legs. It's Infamon. BT2 Infamon is a black level 5 with 6000 DP, a play cost of 7, and can digivolve for 3 on top of any of your black level 4s. It has the Your Turn effect. When this Digimon digivolves into a Diaboromon in your hand, reduce the memory cost of the Digivolution by 1. BT5 Infamon has the same stats, and your Caramon can digivolve into this card in your hand for a memory cost of 4, ignoring this card's Digivolution requirements. It has the inherited effect, on deletion, you may play 1 Diaboromon token without paying its memory cost. EX1 Infamon is a black level 5 with 7000 DP, a play cost of 8, and can again digivolve for 3 on top of any of your black level 4s. On your opponent's turn, once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon digivolves into a level 5 or higher Digimon, gain 1 memory, and has the inherited effect on all turns, all of your other Digimon with the same name as this Digimon get plus 2000 DP. Finally, Promo 15 Infamon has the same stats as EX1, and has the on-play effect, trigger D-Digivolve 1 on one of your opponent's Digimon. Much like its lower level selves, each Infamon has a different effect, leaving the archetype pretty scattered. BT2 Infamon is okay for a reduced cost when digivolving into Diaboromon, but does little else. Promo 15 Infamon has a frankly subpar effect for a level 5 that's asking you to hard play it from hand, and the deck doesn't even have ways to cheat it out. EX1 Infamon has a mediocre once per turn effect, and only a slightly more powerful inherited effect than BT2 Sumamon. BT5 Infamon is the best of the bunch by a large margin, allowing you to climb into higher levels and bypass your level 4s, while its inherited effect at least lets you float into another token. None of them are particularly stellar by any means, but at least BT5 and EX1 allow you to further your plays and strengthen your board respectively. If you're looking to run a pure build, then 4 of each BT5 and EX1 would be best, but as you'll see in the build I have later on, running 4 BT5 and 4 non-archetypal level 5s end up being your best bet. If you're on a budget build, or if it's all you can get your hands on, then BT2 is passable, but avoid Promo 15 at all costs. After a disappointing lack of coherence with the archetype so far, we're back in our top end where everything is finally working towards the same goal again. In addition to the original BT2 Diaboromon we introduced at the start of the video, there's a whopping additional 4 more cards sharing the same name, though like the rest of the archetype, not all are created equal. BT5 Diaboromon is a white level 6 with 11,000 DP, a play cost of 11, and can digivolve for 3 on top of any of your black level 5s. It has when digivolving, you may play 1 Diaboromon token without paying its memory cost. That's it. Moving on, EX1 Diaboromon is similarly a white level 6 with 11,000 DP, but with a play cost of 12, and can digivolve for 3 on top of any of your black level 5s. It has the security effect. At the end of battle, you may play 1 Diaboromon token without paying its memory cost. And on your opponent's turn, all of your Diaboromon gain blocker. Promo 16 Diaboromon is a black level 6 with 11,000 DP, a play cost of 11, and can digivolve for 3 on top of any of your black level 5s. It has your turn. For each Diaboromon you have in play, this Digimon gains security attack plus 1. Finally, there is the soon-to-be-released Diaboromon Ace. It is a black level 6 with 11,000 DP, a play cost of 6, and can digivolve for 3 on top of any of your level 5s. Like all Ace Digimon, it has the hand counter effect to Blast Digivolve, which lets you digivolve this card without paying the cost during your opponent's attack. When digivolving and when attacking, you may play 1 Diaboromon token without paying the cost. And all turns once per turn, when another Digimon is played by an effect, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 3 or less. For each Diaboromon you have in play, increase the maximum cost of the Digimon card you can delete with this effect by 2. It also has the Ace downside for Overflow -4. When this card would move from the battle area or under a card to another area, lose 4 memory. It ultimately doesn't make a difference in the way you play a deck, but it is interesting to see that all of the Diaboromons from core sets are white, while the 2 promos are black. I guess you could call the deck white, black, whack? Yeah, I guess that works in the actual sense of the word too. How fitting. BT5 Diaboromon is the worst of the bunch, only giving you a single token on Digivolution, not even reaping any benefits from your tokens. EX1 is a much larger jump in quality, working as both a security bomb to set up more tokens and giving all of your Diaboromon's blocker on your opponent's turn. Promo 16 is the best of the bunch available in English at the moment, giving security attack +1 for each of your Diaboromon in play. Ideally, it could clear your opponent's entire security stack in one go if you only have 3 tokens on the board, because the wording on the effect doesn't exclude itself, so at bare minimum, it's always swinging for at least 2, even if the rest of your board is empty. Promo 114 Diaboromon Ace is an unknown quantity for the time being, but on paper it reads like a hell of a removal tool. It creates tokens on Digivolution and when attacking, and can pop higher cost cards the more tokens you have. This, plus the fact that it's an Ace Digimon, make it so that even if you've only got an Infamon on board, it can delete a Digimon with at least a cost of 5 or lower on Digivolution. It is only a once per turn effect, but between its own ability to generate tokens at a much faster pace than the rest of the deck, plus errata, you could end up deleting level 6s in no time. Next up, we have our in-archetype options, the signature attacks of the Diaboromon line. Catastrophe Cannon is a black option with a play cost of 4, and it has the main effect, trigger D-Digivolve 2 on one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if you have a Diaboromon in play, you may play one Diaboromon token without paying its memory cost. It has the security effect, activate this card's main effect. Ultimate Flare is another black option, this time with a play cost of 8, and has the main effect, trigger D-Digivolve 3 on one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, delete all of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 3 or less. It also has the security effect to activate the card's main effect. Catastrophe Cannon and Ultimate Flare are more options for the deck that each have different utilities despite their main effects both being D-Digivolution. Catastrophe Cannon lets you make another token, while Ultimate Flare likes to wipe all of your opponent's smaller Digimon, one likely having been your D-Digivolution target. They're both good control options, which are definitely appreciated for the deck. Its otherwise lack of cohesion until you hit your top end leaves you pretty vulnerable most of the time, so keeping your opponent's board on the low levels is extremely handy. And that's it for the archetype's main strategy. It's messy to get to the top, but once you do, things can be over really quick for your opponent if they can't keep on top of your tokens. But as you see on the art for Ultimate Flare, that's not the end for Diaboromon. He would rear his head once more in the Adventure 02 movie Revenge of Diaboromon, this time emerging into the real world and evolving one step further into Armageddon. Armageddon is a white level 7 Digimon with 15,000 DP, play cost of 15, and can Digivolve for a cost of 3 on top of any of your black or white level 6s. When playing this card from your hand, you may delete one of your Diaboromon to reduce this card's play cost by 12. It also has Rush, and the Alterns ability, when Digivolving effects on level 7 Digimon do not activate. Armageddon boasts an impressive Floodgate effect against level 7 Digimon, and a 15k body with Rush is impressive as well, but other than that, it feels like Armageddon just doesn't do anything. Popping a Diaboromon to hardplay it for 3 for a quick game ender is fine, but for level 7 it feels a little underwhelming, especially since it came out in the same set as these two. Sadly, there just isn't much to say about Armageddon. It doesn't help the deck in any particular way, so it's fine as a one-of for flavor reasons. The Diaboromon archetype has a lot of hype attached to it, whether it's from nostalgic fans of our wargame or players who love making massive boards of tokens. But sadly, it doesn't have the ability to live up to that hype. It doesn't help that the only support it's received since BT5 is the upcoming Diaboromon Ace, but we can keep hoping Bandai will update it soon, right? The deck desperately needs more cohesion among its effects, preferably focusing on the unidentified trait, fast and cheap evolutions, and token generation. These are the deck's strongest points at the time of making this video, and I hope that Bandai can expand on those aspects of the deck instead of making more disjointed effects that don't synergize with the rest. For the time being, we've got to make use of generic black good stuff to fill in the holes. BT11 Mamemon helps us to get to Arata faster, Black Memory Boost is always a safe bet, and the Black Level 3 Floodgates, Chumon and Chikurimon, can also help stall things until you're ready to make your larger plays. Quartzmon is also a great way to top off the deck if you're having trouble getting and keeping tokens on board by locking your opponent's board down. And it can digivolve from either of your white or black Diaboromons, so you never need to worry about keeping anything of a particular color on the board. With the upcoming BT16 set in Japan being focused on the Adventure 02 crew and the new movie, we can only hope they give a little space to Diaboromon, and maybe an Armageddon that actually does something. But I'm not getting my hopes up. There's still a ton of Digimon that Bandai has yet to bring to the card game, so who knows when we'll see support for this fan favorite that falls short of playability. Thank you so much for watching. If there are any archetypes you'd like to see me cover in the future, or if you think there's any good tech choices for the deck that I missed, leave a comment below. Additionally, check out YugiTuber Golden Nova, who also did a video on the Diaboromon archetype. He's a great creator who's fun to watch, and just a really sweet guy overall. If you want to follow me on social media, you can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Lyla Morningstar, and on Twitch at twitch.tv/LylaMorningstar.